This video features the use of dangerous tools, hazardous chemicals and sharp knives. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, thank you for all of your kind feedback on the James and the Trouble with Trees recreation. It was great fun getting to work with practical rain again, and I've had plenty of practice while working on Oliver's cliffside collapse. For this video, I started by laying out all of the track I needed for the hillside country set. I knew I wanted to make this slightly curvy, so I used the flexi track to achieve this. I used the Pico bullhead track, which I think looks very realistic. At the ends of the long stretch, I used regular Hornby curved pieces to make it appear as though the tracks continue beyond. I used these large artificial grass mats, which are used for gardens, as the base shape for my hills. I screw them in at the front to stop them from moving, and since they're so bulky, they hold their shape quite nicely. I tend to not leave this grass exposed, at least especially not near the camera, as it's not very finely detailed, but since it is green, it's a great base layer just in case. I then cover these hills with more detailed grass mats, the majority of which are by a company called Mini Nature. I then use Woodland Scenics turf of varying thicknesses to cover the exposed wood and blend the grass mats. I add Woodland Scenics ballast to the tracks, which has been made a slightly darker shade by blending it with black weathering powder. I start to add more bushes to build up the scenery and map out where the falling tree will be on the set. To make sure the tracks are clean and working properly, I give James a little test run. Then it was time to set up for the first shot. I don't have enough scenery to cover the entire set all at once, so I set up the camera and make sure I have that specific frame covered in terms of scenery. As I'm using rain, I didn't want to get my camera wet, so I covered it with bubble wrap. I like my camera angles to be as low as possible, as though they could be filmed on a real railway, so I try to avoid these higher placed shots as best I can, unless necessary to understand a story beat. For this scene, however, it could be argued they're taken from the hillside, hence the higher camera. I also wanted James to feel a little more vulnerable and surrounded. I continued that closing in feeling, with the trees getting closer and more present, building up to the falling tree. The moving ground for the tree was made from sand and soil, covered with woodland scenic turf. The tree was controlled by using a wooden skewer glued to the bottom. I have to be creative with the moving shots, and I use 2 flatbeds to carry the camera. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes video. Please let me know what you'd like to see next.